Hello students, hello parents, hey, this is Mr. Kissinger. Here's another video, and this video today is about some statistics, and this is one of my favorite topics here. And so today we're going to be talking about mean, median, and mode, and it's three ways that we measure central tendency. And so let's jump in. We're going to start off with the easiest of them, and that is mode. So let's get to work here. Again, we're going to learn through examples. So, mode, when I hear mode, I'm thinking MO, I see that MO, that's most often. So I'm looking for the one that appears the most often. And so what I'm looking here is I have 18 only shows up once, 19 shows up 2 times, 20 shows up 1, 2, 3 times. So right now 20 is looking good, 21 only twice, 24 once, and 28 once. So in this case, my mode is going to be 20. And we're actually going to throw in range as well. So let's teach some range while we're doing this. Range is just going to be your highest minus your lowest. What's the range? How much, or what's the space that your numbers occupy there? And so when we have 28 take away 18, we get 10. 28 minus 18 is 10. So my range for this set of data is 10. Now, one of the most common mistakes for mode is students think, well, 28 is the biggest number, so that's got to be it. No, that's not it. We only have one 28. We have 3 20s, and so my mode is the one that shows up most often, 20. Let's do another example. My next example, every once in a while we see this. So we have 7, 7, 7. 9, 9, 11, 11, 11, 13, 13, and 21. Again, I know it's not 21. It's the biggest number, but it only shows up one time. So that's not it. My mode here, if you notice, I have a 7 shows up 3 times, and 11 shows up 3 times. So when I have that, 2 numbers that show up exactly the same, our mode, in this case, is going to be modes. It's going to be 7 and 11. You can have multiple modes if they show up quite frequently and the same number of times. So in this case, our modes are 7 and 11. However, there is one example that we do need to show. And so this is one of the weird cases. When we look here, we have 4, 5, 7, 9, and 91. Again, it's not 91. It's just not the biggest number. And you notice all of these numbers only show up one time. So in this case, if they all show up one time, our answer is we don't have a mode. There is no number that shows up the most. And every once in a while we see that. Well, mode is really, really useful when you're talking about categorical data. So for example, if you had a group of people at you had a bunch of people with these ages, well, I would say most of them were 20-year-olds, and I'd be right there. So again, mode is used more as a description. You'll see it for think about classes of students and things like that. All right, the next one we're going to talk about is one that's used quite a bit. It's called the median. So our first example, excuse me for reaching over there. All right. We have a list of numbers here, and we're going to find the median. Now, the most common made mistake is not putting numbers in order. So whenever you get median, just put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So we're going to do that right now. We have 6. I see 2 7s. 7, 7. So yeah, it's gone. 8, gone. 11, 15, and then 18. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we got to put our numbers in order. Now that they're in order, median's really easy. We just find the middle number. So what I do is I just start chopping off from the edges, 1 on each side. Same there. When I'm all said and done, my median here is 8. 8 is the middle number. Median is the middle number. So in this case, median is 8. We're going to be using median a lot when it comes to box and whisker diagrams. It's also very useful statistics and looking to see where's your 50th percentile. What's your middle person doing? So we'll save that for a different time. Let's try what happens when we have this set of numbers. So when we have this set, notice I already put them in order. Again, make sure you put them in order. We're going to go and take off our numbers off the edges. So I'm just doing one off of each side. That's all I'm doing. 20. So I have 4 off of each side, 4 off of each side. If I did it one more time, I would take off all the numbers that are left. So I have 2 numbers that are left. When that happens, we just add those up and divide by 2. So we have 42 divided by 2, which is just 21. My median is 21. That's how we're doing it. When we have 2 numbers in the middle, just take the average of those 2. Alright, speaking of average, let's go to the one that is used the most, and that is our mean. And so the mean is the most frequent one that's used, and it's one that students are probably going to be the one that they're most familiar with. The mean is that we often call the average, or it's the arithmetic average. And so when we're taking a look here, we're just going to add these numbers up. 81 plus 77 plus 92 plus 89. I'm going to add them up here. I see there's a 10, 19, and I got another 10, 18, 25, 33. I get 339 when I add that up. So that's my total score. And now I'm just going to divide by 4 because I have 1, 2, 3, 4 entries. Now 4 goes into 33 8 times. 8 times. Subtract. 4 goes into 19 4 times. Let's get a decimal going here. 4 goes into 30 7 times. And we are now done. So my average here, my mean, is 84.75 points. These were the scores that you had on quizzes or tests. Your average is going to be 84.75 on there. So let's see how this works in like a real life scenario. Let's say there's a class that you're doing very, very well on, and these are your test scores. But then you absolutely just bomb a test. You got a D. That's not great. So let's see how it impacts your grade. Because before that, it's clear you're going to have, if you average those out, you're in the 90s. Let's see how that D really impacted our grade. So we're going to add these up. So 5 plus 2 is 7, 8, 11. That's 10, 19, 28, 34. So now I have 341 and I'm dividing by 4. Well, the good news is I can tell you right now you have a B, but wow, it really did drop you. So we're taking a look here. 0, and that's going to be 5. 85.25. So you were looking at a solid A, but now you're right in the middle of there, looking at a solid B, just because you really bombed that one test. Students, this is you'll be doing these calculations quite a bit. I could find in college and in high school. All right, one last example. And so this is one that they like to give on tests and stuff like that, is working backwards. So let's say you have 5 tests with an average score of 91, and you want to find out what you can get on that last test. You're taking one last test, just 6 tests, and still get an A, 90%. So here's what I know. If I have 5 tests with an average score of 91, I'm basically having 91, 91, 91, 91, 91. I'm having that 5 times. 5 times. So when I add all those up and divide, I get 91. Divide by 5, I get 91. So what I added up was 91 times 5. 455 total points were scored. Now I need to get 6 tests. I'm going to have 6 tests, but I want to get an A. in the class. So I have to have 90%. So I need 540 points. So right now I need 540. I have 455. Let's see how many points I need on that last test. So when I do subtraction here, I'm going to find out I have to get an 85 on the final test, and that will give me a 90% on for a test score. And so I can, if I score below 84, then I'm going to have a B. 85 or above, then I know I'm going to have an A in the class. Guys, I hope this was helpful. We're talking about mean, median, and mode. Mean is by far the one that's used the most. Baseball batting averages, you'll see it just everywhere. Median, a little bit less so. Mode, you hear about it from time to time. But these are the three big ones. Guys, thank you. I hope this was helpful. Thank you. Bye.